I'm going to do it to the pattern as well. I had a moment where I was like, did he close the door before going to take a shower? I was like, because I could hear the water so clearly. It sounded like the door was open, but it's not. Don't worry. Don't want to get banned off Twitch, you know? The only annoying part about this is that it's a freaking circle. Oh, get this camera out of my face. Okay. In terms of projects right now, guys, I just finished the Mirabelle costume today. So, I ordered a wig because I'm gonna have to do a wig commission for somebody. But that's not gonna arrive for a little bit. It's not gonna arrive, tomorrow. So, what can we work on now? Um, okay, yeah, all right. I have a few bits and pieces, things that I do need to do. I have a photo shoot booked for my Scourge costume in October. And I just need to fix a few things on it, like I need to glue something back onto it. Otherwise it's fine. Just one or two Velcro attachments came undone. So I need to fix that just to make sure Scourge is ready for the shoot. And then there's a few little things I wanted to do on the ghoul. Like I want to do a new belt buckle for it. So I have like a little resin scorpion, like a little scorpion in resin, except it's got a glow in the dark backing on it, and I want to sand that off. So that I can put it onto the new belt buckle. And I might do like a little border around that just to make it look natural, so it doesn't just look like I glued a resin scorpion onto a belt buckle. Make it look like it's a little bit more integrated into the thing. I need to fix my glove for the ghoul. And I wanted to try to do a few little embroidered designs on the belt. We'll see if that actually wants to work though, because my sewing machine might be like, dude, no, what are you doing? I think that's it. I might want to weather my spurs. weather my spurs a little bit for that. And then yeah, other than that for the ghoul, the next thing I'm gonna want to do after I just make the little few changes to the costume itself and do a few minor repairs, is I want to learn how to make some prosthetics so that I can do the makeup a lot easier anytime I want to wear it, because I do really like the costume and I feel really comfortable as the character, so that's always nice. I don't have to like, it's one of those characters where I don't have to worry about looking good. I can just exist and chill and just be. I always love those types of characters. I was so comfortable being like Junkrat and Beetlejuice and stuff like that. I'm not supposed to try to be pretty as those characters. You can just kind of exist and let your guard down, you know? Which I'm always a fan of. No IG model. Gonna mark both of these. Trim it up. I'm gonna see what I need to iron potentially. But yeah, I'm slowly digging myself out of the hole. And I'm gonna go ahead and call it the COVID hole. I am. What's crazy, I don't understand how this happened with the in the in the heart of the pandemic, is I kind of technically had all the time in the world to work on stuff. And I was like, "Oh, awesome. I'm going to catch up to like the things that I needed to do, like, because I moved a couple times. Like I'm going to finally catch up with that backlog." And somehow it just didn't happen. I don't understand how I didn't. It felt like I molasses. Like I felt like I was moving at molasses pace. Yeah, I would love to reach a day where I've just caught up with all the projects and I can just like have one or two new projects at a time. Like one of my like my project and a commission or something like that. And like a few tiny miscellaneous things. That's what I would love. So yeah, before I go tuck these in there, I want to see what I might have to iron. I think I want to maybe iron things upwards, or benefit from being ironed upwards. I believe it would. Okay, let's turn our iron on and we'll get some of that situated. Okay, one of these is going to be the lining on the inside, so I don't want to iron this because it's already exactly how I want it. This is not the lining, so this one, the only thing I'm ironing on it is this upwards to have a nice crispy edge. And for that, I'm going to use my sleeve board. Um, I'm going to iron it upwards. I just did the exact same thing twice. My clapper, this. I don't know if you're still here, Lars, but I hope you're getting that knot figured out. Showing it who's boss. Have to fill that up with more water. I need more water in general. I was wondering right now, do I want to secure this upwards? Just so that I'm really sure it doesn't move anywhere. I kind of do. So I'll probably sew it as well. Okay, I'm gonna put that here. We'll just sew around that before we connect it. Sorry. Okay, same thing with this one. No, not use the clapper since I'm going to be sewing it. Make sure it's ironed properly. Upwards. Now, this is my main outer piece. Okay, so that's ready to be sewn upwards. But I do want to open up this. Gonna do this, open up this seam, because once it's open, I can pinch it and have it do a nice, crisp, somewhat 90-degree edge. First, I gotta find that edge. Make sure it's not gonna bubble or anything like that. So that's why I'm opening it. It's not gonna be open forever, just for now. That's why I'm not staying there for too long. It doesn't have to stay like that permanently. Silly spot from earlier. Did a big old zigzag for a second. I'm not worried about cutting it though, because once I noticed it did that, I went back to straight stitch and hit the knot button. I'm almost around. And yeah, I only have to do this on this piece right here. The other piece is the lining, and it's supposed to have a crispy edge in the other direction. Okay, so just open this up. Best way to go about this. I'm gonna push them back down. Hello. Yes, you did. That's the theme of the week, I think. This looks like currently. My bad. We'll be able to finish it tonight, I think. Unless you're like fed up with it. No? The other press your foot. Maybe. Yeah, I do want the zipper foot. I kind of like that distance. Like that distance. Similar to this distance. Yo, what up, Al? You know what? Every single freaking time someone says Dodge or a Charger, that's what my mind goes. Dodge Charger. Every single fucking time. That and that Grotti guy. Were you there for that? No, I don't think you were. We all just got super close to our mics and kept going Grotti. Dude, every time I see a Dodge or something like that. Dodge Charger. Without fail. I was talking about that shit the other day, how, like, remember, like, back in the day when Conflict RP was just, like, we'd drive around and, like, find each other and then go somewhere and tie each other to gas pumps and blow each other up, and that was, like, basically the end of it. Like, as soon as, like, someone did something to someone did something back, and if we didn't think it was too giant of an escalation, that it ended there. Blowing up old people. Remember when we found you, it was just like full out as happy, and he was like, "We get hungry, we get hungry," and you were like, "I thought you guys were gonna eat me, man." Cannibal clowns. Because Full Out wanted to go mug somebody, and we found him, and we took him in some alley, and we were like, "Okay, get out, like put your hands up," and then Full Out kept saying, we get hungry," but he like played this fucking clown called Happy.
Oh, okay.
He was like, "We get hungry," and then but like he was saying that like this is why we're robbing you is to take your money because we get hungry. But then like imagine being in his shoes or just like this
Just a
fucking
clown
clown
repeating, "We get hungry."
thing. We get hungry, and you're like, ah. Also wanting ketchup, yeah. What hasn't played Happy in a very long time? I think he's struggling to find a server that would be like that he could play Happy in. Look, oh no, we're good. Almost.
Prodigy, but they already got clown.
He's on Prodigy. I mean, they already got clowns. Every server's already got cops, already got lawyers, already got crazy people. It doesn't stop people from also making cops, lawyers, and crazy people.
This is literally what that card has. Remember me telling you about it?
What?
That's exactly.
Wait, show it on stream.
That's exactly what it fucking looks like. Oh, that's the wrong camera. Fucking.
So funny. Bubba bucket hat. Here's your earbud.
That doesn't work.
It's not working right now. I'll just click on this again.
To be honest, I haven't repeated all this month. Neither have we, really.
We haven't really been on much either. I want to though. It's just yeah, I've been struggling a lot these days with like
projects and RP. And...
oh yeah, well being super busy, yeah. But then also like just finding it fun these days.
Yeah.
People aren't as fun as they used to be. So like I find old clips of us back in NoPixel and even in the rivalry and shit, and it was like
it used to be fun.
We were having a good time.
Yeah.
Like even when our characters fucking hated each other, it was a good time, and it wasn't like an out of character drama fest. Or it wasn't like I'm dreading this person doing conflict RP with me, so I'm just gonna avoid them. Like there was none of that. Except maybe that dude who called himself Demon Eyes and liked to do torture RP. I avoided that guy actively back in NoPixel.
But there's always that guy.
There is always that guy. But it's like back then it was like 32 slot servers. So it was way easier to know like which guy was the guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Designing 2 websites and helping with going on stuff.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff to do, you know? That's busy stuff.
I just have a daughter that asked what dad doing. Get on. That in there with the female streamer who did torture RP. Perma peeps.
In NoPixel? Was she like the chick who hung out with the Demon Eyes guys? We just called him Chachi all the time. He hated it. It's the same people, huh? Oh, her. I remember her. Might have been her. I don't remember.
Cool ass bucket hat.
Constantly target my friends after getting tortured, seeing that they haven't perma. Okay.
That was like a main rule that you couldn't make people perma, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it's a rule in every server you can't force perma people. And like after a while in RP, sometimes you just find a character that you really love playing. And the real answer to that stupid application question, if you would ever perma a character, is no. Maybe I don't want to ever perma this character because
You just have fun.
the whole joy behind RP revolves around this character these days. You know what I mean? I'll perma another character. But here's another thing with that. It's like sometimes you have characters based on like what purpose you need them for whatever. And it's like you don't really want to cut off your only avenue for that either. So it really depends. I think it depends on the person, what kind of player you are. I think RP for content creators is super viewer driven.
As in, like the viewers decide what the content creator actually does with their characters.
Is that what you mean? Because like for me, the answer is always no. Anytime someone comes in chat and they're like, "Do this," I'm like, no. Unless it's something funny, like it's someone I know, and they're like, "Call Bags an asshole." I'll just be like, "Bags, you're an asshole." Like, you know.
Play / influence. Oh, okay, yeah.
DCs? Oh. Oh, yeah.
I remember one of the first servers I was in. I had my first character, Benji. He was the one that was in MC, and they had this weird ass like, if you wanted to join the MC, you had to like agree to,
Perma if you left.
not if you left. It was like if the entire if there's a majority rule, you have to perma your character.
I don't know if I would trust people with that. Banning the OC shit. Yeah.
It was like a blood eagle or something like that. I think it was what they called it.
Okay.
It was fine because it was like at first it was like they would talk about it OC.
Right. And you could be like, I'm really not comfortable with it.
But then like the leader of the MC changed leaders or something like that. And they started trying to do that with people outside of the MC.
Oh.
And it was like, no, that's not a lot. Like,
ain't gonna work that way. You heard it from the grapevine. That happened in Karthik server. I mean, listen, if everybody agrees to it out of character, then it's not a forced perma. Necessarily. Like, I don't view that as a forced perma if it was all agreed to.
Well, that's the thing is, like, we all agreed to it outside of like OOC.
Yeah.
And then at one point there was this guy that we all agreed on it. Even he agreed on it, and then it came time to do it in server, and he just like started reporting us and like freaking the fuck out OOC.
Well, some people are stupid. If you get cold feet, get cold feet. Just tell everybody.
Yeah, just tell us. Don't don't go to staff saying that we're power gaming or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there was also this guy that would DM people like, "Hey, could you make like a throwaway character so my serial killer could?"
Why don't you just be a good enough serial killer and provide people with good enough RP that they feel like rewarding you with a perma?
Right.
How about that? You're wondering how I knew.